Hello there, welcome to Jamaican Cooking 101. Today we're making another sweet treat, and this one is pumpkin carrot cake. Now this is an easy recipe, so let me prep the ingredients and we'll be right back. Stay tuned to Jamaican Cooking 101. Welcome back. So we have our ingredients here, and we're going to quickly run through them so that you get an idea of exactly what will be placed in this pumpkin carrot cake. So we have a bowl for our dry ingredients. We have some shredded carrot, pumpkin, nuts, and shredded coconut. Over here we have some eggs, a bit of raisin, flour, sugar, some cinnamon, salt and oil, and a bit of raisin agent, baking powder and baking soda. Now you know that there are two types of baking powder. One is the double acting and the single acting. It is up to you whichever one you want to use, and our good old baking soda. So let's get this show on the road. Let us first measure out our flour. Alright, we are going to sift our dry ingredients together, and this is to incorporate air and to remove any impurities. Of course, no impurities, not in this flour, no weevil, nothing like that. But you do it to incorporate air. So I'm measuring off here 2 cups of flour, and I'm leveling it off, placing it in our strainer, which we'll use as our sieve. We're putting in some cinnamon. Guys, I'm not gonna measure this. You can measure it if you want, but I'm putting in a dash of cinnamon. Alright, I don't think there can be too much cinnamon. And here I go with a bit of baking powder. And then I'm going to balance it off with some baking soda. Now the baking soda is gonna add a bit of lightness to it, to the cake, as well as it's gonna help to form that dark color. So it will be serving two purposes. Alright, you don't really need salt, but I'm putting a dash of salt in. You will need a bit of salt if you're not using melted salted butter, so it's optional, you can go ahead. Alright, so now that I've sifted all my dry ingredients together, I'm gonna set that aside and start working on the balance of the ingredients. So here we have the eggs. I have separated 1 egg so far, and I'm gonna do the next one, and then we're gonna have 2 whole eggs separate from those. Alright, so I have this little instrument here which I find very helpful in separating an egg. An egg is easier to separate when it's cold, but when you're baking, you need room temperature ingredients. So I've separated the eggs, and then I'm gonna have them rest for a little while. The egg white, what I'm going to do is to whisk that until it foams and start forming a few little peaks, and this is gonna add some lightness to the mixture. Now you could use your whisk, or you could use a hand mixer. I'm going with a hand mixer because it's faster and it will save some energy. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside. I probably should not have whisked that just yet. I hope it won't break down. Let's get the rest of the ingredients together and work very fast. Now I'm measuring out some granulated sugar, and then I'm going to get that into the bowl and add some fat. Now you could use melted margarine, melted butter, or you could use vegetable oil. I'm going with the vegetable oil, and you can use up to a cup of vegetable oil. When you use the melted butter, you tend to have a better flavor, but I am just going to use the oil for today. I'm going to add this to the sugar, and then I'm going to add the eggs. So get a large enough bowl so that you have room So mix. I'm adding in the eggs, and then I'm gonna continue using the hand mixer to get everything together. Now that I think I have everything together, I'm gonna add a bit of flavoring, some vanilla, and I'm using the clear one today. You can use the dark one, or if you have the fresh beans, not a problem. Okay, so let us now just mix in the vanilla, and it's time for us to add our dry ingredients. I'm gonna sift one more time, and this, as I said, is to incorporate some air. So I'm gonna quickly do that, and I'm going to then add my shredded vegetables. Now carrots are rich in vitamin A, so for our children who will not have the vegetables, here's an interesting way to incorporate carrots into the diet. Yes, I'm certain they will like to eat this sweet treat, and they're not even realizing that they're having vegetables. Alright, so I'm adding some shredded coconut, the shredded pumpkin, and the shredded carrots. I'm adding the remaining flour. Of course, that's taking too long, so I'm just going to put everything in. And for this recipe, you don't use any form of liquid except the oil. Alright, so we've gotten that together, and I'm going to just cut and fold, finishing up all of the vegetables, get everything in. Alright, this recipe is very easy. You're basically combining everything. Yes, you do not overmix, remember now. If you overmix, the thing will turn out tough, or you're gonna find that you have a mixture or a product that is so dense, so you want to work with it delicately and nice and soft. Alright, so adding some raisins in here, and I'm not flouring them. Usually I'd flour the raisins so that they don't fall to the bottom of the mixture. And I have this ugly fruit. We know it as sour orange or lemon. I just find that the rind of this fruit is heavenly. When you use it in baked products, it is beautiful. It gives a nice flavor. Alright, so I have a baking tin here. I have greased it, and I'm just dusting it with a bit of flour. And then I'm pouring the mixture in. We're gonna bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you will bake until it is actually done. What you want is to insert a skewer, and once it comes out clean, you should be fine. It's ready. So now I'm just sprinkling some nuts on top. I want it to have a nice effect when it is finished baking. The nuts will add some amount of character and bite. It will also add some nutritive value to the food, to the cake. I've taken it out now and placed it on the counter to cool. Once it cools down, I am gonna take it from the tin. Alright, and you can serve this up as a snack with some cheese, or you can have it as dessert with some ice cream or custard. Alright, I am turning that over, and then I'm gonna pour some caramel on it. Yes, and this is certainly optional. Yes, oh, that nice sweet goodness. Alright, go easy on the sweetness, guys. If you're gonna have a slice, go right ahead, but not too much. Alright, so I'm gonna cut out a slice and show you what it looks like. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Remember to share the video, and thanks for subscribing and your continuous support. We really appreciate it. Alright, so this is your pumpkin carrot cake. Thank you for watching, and try the recipe and do enjoy. Thanks for watching Jamaican Cooking 101. Bye bye for now.